I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, good evening and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manning's Man, your host, and I know that many of you are regular viewers. We normally are on time, and you may have been wondering what happened. You see, church kept late, show late, brother. Don't like to make excuses, but we had a major power outage in the area, in the parish, and it just got it sorted out. So our humblest apologies. We're going to make your wait worth the while. Want to thank all of you for sticking and staying for the time. You waited patiently, and I believe that the time is going to be well spent. All right. Our guest is here, and we want to thank him as well, because he could have, he could have decided no way, but he committed to it, and he is here. And without any further ado, I'm going to bring him on, and we're going to jump right into our discussion, because I know you have been patiently waiting. Again, our humblest apologies. It was circumstances that were beyond our control. This evening we have with us Mr. Owen Hill. The first time I heard about him, they said Owen Hill from Jamaica National, but he's not representing Jamaica National today. He is representing the Professional Football Jamaica Limited. They are the body that leads the JPL, the Jamaica Premier League, that has been going through major transformation in terms of the product itself. He is here with us. He is the general manager. But if you used to listen radio, he did commentary on radio and KLAS FM 89. I don't know if he's as good a commentator as I am. Maybe we need to have a little challenge. But Mr. Hill, thank you so much, and welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Thank you for having me, Omar. Good evening or good morning to possibly some of your viewers.
Yes. Yeah, man. A pleasure to have you. I mean, we'll just begin. Why don't you? I mean, for those who don't know you, this is the first time they just heard your name announced as the new general manager for the JPL. Tell them a little bit about you and how you got involved in sport. Did you ever play any sport at all? Are you a novice to sport? Are you familiar with sport, in particular football? Just tell us a little bit about you before we get into our discussion.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a novice. I'm not a professional football player. I played at the semi-professional level. I actually played the Premier League, if you want to.
So I see you played centre back for UE.
And I played in all the competitions that you expect a regular schoolboy to play. So I played at the very youth level, played all the way to Manning Cup. I played all the Casafa tournaments that you possibly.
You played Manning Cup
I did. I did.
for which school?
I played for Kingston College, the only school that I went to.
Oh, the school that is the year when I didn't win anything.
Well, I mean, there are some years that we didn't win for sure, and then there were others that we won. So, I mean, I'll tell you that there are a lot of experiences that I had at Kingston College that, I mean, barring none, I wouldn't trade.
Awesome. So you do know football. So this is not the ground, the territory is not new for you in terms of being involved in the JPL. And
No, it's not, and I wouldn't say that it is. What I'd say is, it's always, a learning curve that you have to get acclimatized to. It's solid if you ask me, and I mean it's exciting. The future seems pretty bright, and I'm happy that I'm a part of that process.
Okay, awesome. All right. So based on, so you're coming into this, and before we even get into your roles and function and what the goals and objectives are for probably for the duration of your stay. You have seen it from the pandemic year that there have been several changes. Mr. Christopher Williams has come on, and there's like a rebranding of how it is in terms of surfaces, the nature of the competition. Just from an observer perspective, what are your thoughts on the progress of the league itself?
It's fantastic, if you ask me. There has been progress, and the progress, if you ask, is guided by an overall strategy. So from an outsider looking on, I actually saw that there were improvements. And to know that we went through a very tough period, and to ride that storm, coming out a little bit better. Definitely not unscathed, but a bit better than we were. I think that speaks volumes to the kind of leadership and the overall management of what Professional Football Jamaica Limited is.
Yeah. And all right. So with that being said, a lot of change has taken place. Just at the league level. I know there's still a whole lot more to go. Do you think there is still the space for you to grow given the context of the league itself and the resources that are available? Do you believe that in the present context their growth is still possible, having accomplished so much in the last 2 years?
Well, for sure. They always say the reward for good work is more work. So as it is now, the league currently is enjoying some success, but there's way more success to be had. And that is pegged against the vision. Our vision is to ensure that the clubs who are a part of the overall professional football landscape are better off at the end of whatever season they are participating in. So there's always room to grow. If you talk to a number of the club owners and the directors, there are opportunity losses, if you want to call them that, where they want to capitalize on more. They want to earn more revenues. They want to be able to develop their clubs in meaningful ways, and they want to challenge at the regional level. So there's way more opportunities out there that we could definitely try to hit, and that's a part of the overall vision for the PFJL. So we're not resting on any laurels, and for sure the bar was set high, and going forward we're raising the bar.
Yeah, you know what? You seem to be a very popular person. I see Damien, Benjamin, Benji, healing you up. So, you have your fans out there. And Brian saying, bless up, man, heal up, Sir Brady.
Yeah, man. Benji is my brethren.
And then Brian is saying that he loves Sarah Brady. They
Well,
call him Brady.
it's not Brady. It's not Brady. It's Brady.
Brady.
Braddy. So,
Oh, he has one D. Okay, so
yeah, people get it mixed up at different points, but that's a moniker that I go by. I used to play, and that's what they used to call me, Brady. So a lot of people in the space would know me as that. Some people would know me through my professional life circles, and then some people will know me in a personal capacity.
yeah. Is that Brady like Braddock from that
Yes.
Okay. No, I get it. No, I get it. All right, but that's some good news. But before we get into what fans can look forward to this year, what I mean, you have come on now. What is your personal goal and objective in terms of, here is where I think I can make a mark. Here is where with my team I can make significant change to the JPL. I have someone in here, for example, who he thinks like it's a joke to watch Jamaica's football, right? I'm not going to call him what he's my brother still, but he thinks it's a joke. I love it, right? Because I grew up playing it and watching it, so I enjoy it. But there are persons who think when I look at the EPL, when I look at La Liga, when I look at the Bundesliga, why would I waste my precious time to watch this football? What can you bring to change those minds to come on board and be a part of the JPL?
And that's a sensible question to ask. I mean, with very limited time right now, I can tell you, the research has shown our attention span or levels of attention is anywhere between 3 and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting question. With your limited time, why would you want to spend it watching local football? My answer is pretty simple. If you don't watch it, who will watch it? So we need to build our product, we need to build the ecosystem, and a lot of our overall growth and development depends heavily on the system that exists. If you think about where our talent comes from, a lot of it is developed through the high school program that we have, a strong, robust high school program. Yeah. But then the transition between high school and playing professional, that tends to be questionable. So if we have a solid enough league, ensuring that there is viable opportunity for the clubs, ensuring that there is a particular vision that's being carried out by the league office and our operational team, then we should have a better product. Now, the ecosystem, that I call it, requires more than just the players on the field. It's the overall ecosystem that needs to be built. And it speaks to where we are in the life cycle. JPL is just one product under Professional Football Jamaica Ltd.
Okay.
So the life cycle is, we're in education phase right now. We need to expand as much as possible, get the football being watched, being publicized, being televised. And that requires a lot of improvements. The playing conditions need to be better. So the surfaces are important. So what you watch on your television on a Saturday or a Sunday, or on the midweek games, whether it be Champions League or otherwise, you won't get that in local football because we just don't have the facilities. So that's really speaking to even why the model has shifted. So the model is a hybrid model where we're looking to have centralized venues where decent quality football can be played. We're also ensuring that when they're centralized venues, these venues are commercially sustainable. Now, for the product to be actually televised, broadcasted, you need good quality lighting. And you would know a thing or two about lighting. You also need to have the surface being in pristine conditions. And you saw what happened in the last part of
at Sabina Park.
Yeah, the business end of last season, you saw what happened. The goals were of superb quality. The overall game was good, and then the entertainment component of the league
and the attendance as well.
And that attendance is driven by a number of things. So What we're trying to do is to keep that momentum going while still ensuring that the clubs are being built in sustainable ways.
Yeah. And I mean, some of the things that you have highlighted is what are some of the questions. For example, Rajai Grant says, I think we need to focus on better fields and environment that will look good on TV. And I remember Mr. Hill, when he spoke to us, he said that we have to be careful that not just the field, but when the camera goes off the field, that the images that are being projected are also, you know, uh, how do I put it? Are good for TV.
No, that's the truth. And I mean, I have, a bit of experience, if you want to call it, on the broadcasting side. As you mentioned, I did some commentary both on radio and TV. So I understand, the dynamics. I understand the ecosystem. What you watch on your television on the weekend is a product that was constantly built over a good enough period. There were periods that nobody wanted to watch English football. People went to the stadium, but not necessarily on the television. Now, the consumption is on both ends. For us to be better at what we do, we need to build overall product. And the overall product requires all the stakeholders buying. So the players need to understand that they should look and operate a certain way. The club directors must understand that the clubs need to be managed and monitored in a way that speaks to good governance practices and overall growth and development. The league office need to understand that the games need to be staged properly so that there's a buzz and an energy around you wanting to come to the game, you wanting to represent.
Yeah.
So that speaks to a lot of things. We're talking about replica jerseys. We're talking about ensuring that there's corporate social responsibility being done by the clubs and players. We're ensuring that the governance practices within the clubs, etc., are adhering to the standards set by the JFF. These are things that will not happen overnight, but as we chip away at it, we expect the overall ecosystem to be better off.
Is it difficult to get that level of compliance from the club? I mean, 2 more clubs have been added. And I remember Mr. Williams saying even, the difficulty in sustaining the league with 12, it has been expanded to 14. Right? And there were some challenges in terms of compliance to the governance practices. All right. Now, 2, it has been expanded. If there was a challenge maintaining a certain level of management at the governance level, how then will it operate when there is 14 clubs?
Well, I mean, the answer is pretty simple. It just requires more work. It then speaks to the direction of the league and by extension the participants of the league. So our engagement with these stakeholders are critical. Consistent dialogue and also upskilling, helping them along the curve. Some clubs are way more established than others. Some clubs have way more structure than others. So in my mind, I'm not expecting Falkland to be operating at optimal level relative to Mount Pleasant, because Mount Pleasant would have been there, done that, and they would have probably had better governance practices. Now, it doesn't mean that Mount Pleasant is way better. We are upskilling every single club, and the model speaks to ensuring that all the clubs are in a better position after participating in the league. So that's a constant struggle, and that's why there's the role and the function and the overall mandate is, let's see how we can consistently raise the bar.
Yeah, I see Brian saying, Sir Owen, there was a time when they said when Western football was strong, the nation's football was strong. Is there any plans by the PFJL to contribute to the strength of football in rural Jamaica?
That's interesting. That's a good question. I would answer it by saying yes. There are plans to contribute to the strength, because we keep pushing for better clubs, and by extension, if clubs are better, then chances are the overall product will be better. Now, to segue or to particularly focus, if you want to say, on Western Jamaica may be an issue, and that may just have been a problem that we've experienced over the last decade or two. Why do we need to focus specifically on Western football? What about Central football? What about Eastern football?
Yeah.
What about Northern football? So what we need to do is focus on football. And once we keep upskilling the clubs, we keep building the product to keep ensuring that the players understand the vision, and the stakeholders or the partners also buy into the overall strategy, then we should have a better, as I said, football product.
Yeah. I think that it has to be, like I said, right across Jamaica, not just a particular side, because you want, you may start there, but it must expand to all.
And you think about it, I mean, right now, CASAFA is the most dominant federation or association within the overall ecosystem. And that may have been a problem for some people to say CASAFA is the most dominant, and as a result, they operate that way. Now, they have benefited from their good governance practices, their consistent growth, and they keep pushing the envelope. So the other associations now need to at least take a page out of what CASAFA would have done and continues to do. And we are here to assist in those efforts.
Yeah, but the challenge though, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, the challenge you'll have is, unlike in the financial, in terms of business, direct business, the banks and the corporate world, when people fail to match up to what the governance practices are, they can be excluded from the process. Now, I'm not sure that the PFJL has that sort of autonomy. So what do you do in the cases where your attempts to bring up the level of a club, anyone, it is not there, but you don't have the power to say, listen, based on how our system's supposed to work, this is going against the grade, because it's on a merit basis according to the competition organizers that teams get demoted and promoted. How do you keep the standards and not exclude teams that consistently fail to meet those standards? How does that work?
Well, it's a balancing act. And what it then requires is a strategic approach to building. And what do I mean when I say that? If it is that there are 14 clubs in what is considered the highest football league in the land, and 4 of the 14 clubs are not at the level that you would want them to be, then you create systems and strategies to get those 4 up to a certain grade. Whether it be partnering with more established clubs, or if it is that there's a ratio in terms of your time being spent, you probably spend some more time on those clubs. Now it is up to the clubs and the directors and the owners and the players and the coaches and the ecosystem that the club has to also want to grow. And a lot of the clubs, that is on them. I think the club owners and the directors, they know what they want. Some of the times they just need a conduit, and we're here to provide that conduit again in the most sensible manner, the one that we know best based on our own experience and research.
Yeah. And I see someone is asking, based on the targets your team set, did you overachieve or did you underachieve last season? And I'm not sure you can answer that question because
I was to ask what were the targets.
yeah, because you weren't there. So Dave Stone,
it's a nice question to ask, but I'm uncertain of the targets
from last year.
Typically, but I can tell you that there were many achievements coming out of last season.
Can I give you a couple of the major ones that you are abreast of?
Well, I mean, last season our sponsorship revenues based on the commercial activities of the entity was way above what it was the season before, right?
Okay.
And again, that's a trend that keeps going in the right direction. You're looking to improve on sponsorship revenues to ensure that the clubs are outfitted with the right infrastructure, etc. What also has happened is a stronger governance framework in place. So a lot of the internal controls, a lot of the systems, a lot of the overall strategy is adhered to by good governance practices, consistent board meetings, ensuring that there is no taking, ensuring that financials are produced, ensure that clubs are kept abreast with what is happening within the league. And additionally, what you find is there's more appetite for local football as a result of what would have happened for the last 2 seasons. There's a growing appetite. I mean, it's not where we'd want it to be, but that is why, you know, we keep plugging at it. We keep looking at it. And we're in the business of continuous improvement. I mean, the Kaizen model continues throughout in football.
Yeah. So, all right, awesome. I know one of the things that happened last year is that 2 out of the 12 teams didn't have, like, you know, the teams had sponsors that were on the jerseys. I think 2 of the 12 teams didn't have that.
You sure or you're not sure?
I am sure that we had that conversation with Mr. Williams, that there were 2 teams, so they didn't have a brand sponsor because I think it was $1 million per team. I think the former Mullines manager is in here, so maybe he can also speak to this as well. And it was one of the reasons that he cited as to why he think it would be, and the channel is called I Am Sure Sports, you know, just say it. So, right? But he was also saying that because of that, it would have been better to keep it at the 12 or even probably get it to 10, right? Instead of expanding it to 14. So what I want to find out from you is, has additional revenues come in to cover the 2 teams that didn't have that level of sponsorship last season and the 2 teams that have been promoted, and you have kept all the sponsorship from last season or increased the sponsorship?
Well,
and let me tell you what I'm asking, because the season before, when it ended, there were some issues about the monies not being paid up, but I think all of that was done. That was the season that Cavalier won. We didn't hear anything like that at the end of the season, the last season that Harborview won, which is suggesting to us that all the clubs were paid up and all salaries were paid up. That is the safe assumption. So talk to us about that.
Yeah, man, all the clubs have been paid out and they consistently enjoy benefits from the operations. And ultimately, what I'm about to tell you is that all the teams going forward will have a front of jersey sponsor.
Okay, so this is the Humble Lion man telling that Humble Lion were one of the teams that didn't have one.
All the teams going forward will have a front of jersey sponsor for the 2022-2023 season.
Okay.
Again, what we've done is strategize. We have to look at how the overall product is doing. Now, the challenge we have is a lot of the clubs, their value proposition is not as clear for the partners that want to be on board. Most of the partners want to be on board with clubs that are pretty central, that they have a certain level of reach. Because as you know, anybody, the return on their investment is what is important.
Yeah.
So we have to keep selling what is the value proposition, but that must be also a shared vision. It cannot be just Owen Hill or Chris Williams or Rudolph Speed or whoever it is who is a part of the overall executive body of the Professional Football Jamaica Ltd, trying to sell that vision to a partner without the overall grouping.
Yeah, I
creating
think
a
that is something that I think that is something that the PFJL has to do, like building the value base of these clubs. I always ask, what do the clubs have?
well,
Because the fields are not really theirs for the most part.
they
So
have
that
what the clubs have is the intellectual property. So the clubs
okay,
have the IP, and that is really what most of these clubs use. Now our model is a little bit different. It is not as mature as the other models. So you're now in an Arsenal shirt, um, representing what is considered Jamaica, and you comfortably purchase that shirt, probably for more money than it is actually valued, or more money than it costs.
yeah,
But there's value in it.
yeah, yeah,
So what we're looking to do is increase the value offered by the clubs individually, but also collectively. Because if you think about it, the teams that were promoted to the BPL or the EPL, this season, their value inherently increased just by being promoted into
promoted.
the.
Yes, yes, yeah.
But what
True.
is also important is there are clubs in the BPL without front of shirt sponsor currently.
Really? I
Yes,
need,
man.
I need to observe that. It, I need to observe. I see some, they don't have the big one right here, but they have them in different places though. But I need to
But,
check it out.
but the point is, the commercial aspect of
Yeah.
the sport is as
Is
important as the technical aspect of the sport.
yeah,
And one requires the other to work, so they're codependent.
yeah. And what kind of fan like? All right, let me just take this one from this a Manchester United fan. I have to take it lest he gets upset, right? What time we go? What about putting the players' names on the jerseys? This is something I don't know if this is a PF JL,
JL.
or if it is the clubs that have this, because when you go on television, remember a lot of people, your biggest base will be television, not those in the venue. All right, the people on television need to know the players. We don't have like a transfer show that goes through, because I mean transfers in Jamaica are secret, like everything. You have to you have to scrap and scrape. I got some, but it took a lot of work. I wanted to do like a transfer show, so you don't have that, because of how the market is. I think people not sure. It needs to be a little bit more structured. So the man in Hanover who's born in Hanover, who watches the league, don't have a club because there's no club in Hanover. So say he decides to follow Mount Pleasant. If he doesn't know the player from high school, he can't know them because there's no name on the jersey. Is that something that going ahead, that the PFJL can get involved in ensuring that it happens? Only one club had it last season, and it was Cavaliers. And we heard it is because of the whole jersey arrangement and stuff and sponsorship, why it was done that way.
Well, again, we're looking to improve. So that's definitely on the cards to ensure that all the players' names are represented on the shirts, the kits. Now, what you will find is that a lot of the clubs, there's a standard amount of kits that they
Yeah,
use.
yeah,
In other jurisdictions, the kits are ultimately theirs, and the kits are used, very, very comfortably. So a player may be playing in one shirt for first 45 and switches a total different shirt for the second 45.
yes,
That's what we watch internationally.
yes,
Now in
yes,
Jamaica, um, a player may play 25 games in the same kit.
yeah,
Now we're looking to improve on those opportunities So that's something that we're consistently looking at.
Yeah.
How to necessarily improve the product without necessarily breaking the bank.
Yeah. Dave Stone, these are a lot of these persons are asking questions. Some of them are out in the diaspora, so they want to.
Yeah, man. So there will be a website that sells apparel, and we've partnered with Locker Room, and they are the Admiral, the official Admiral suppliers. So the kits for the 2022-2023 Jamaica Premier League season will be Admiral kits, and the
So
kit. All teams will have Admiral kits.
Hey, listen, man. Hey, people, you can't talk to me. No, that is what people. All of you talk about JPL or Bush League. Ease on yourself. They hear this big announcement.
All
Every
teams
team.
will have Admiral kits, and all teams will have sublimated kits.
Whoa.
Now, what it speaks to is the quality of the kits, and then you will have websites and also non-exclusive dealers that will be selling the apparel, both the replica jerseys as well as fan gears. So we'll have fan gears, we'll have merchandise, we'll have apparel that we're selling on the different websites.
Okay, awesome. Listen, that is
So
awesome news.
both you in Hanover, me in Westmoreland, and somebody in New York will be able to purchase the gear, whether they support Harbor View or Waterhouse, and they'll be comfortably wearing it on match day or even outside of match days.
Okay, awesome. All right, one of the big questions people ask, and I think this is something that probably can be worked out with the club, is security, especially with cars. I'm not going to call it venue, but a lot of times when games are played at a particular venue that I visit, I oftentimes go out and see somebody checking spots. And they are saying, I'm sure this is where I left the car. And they say, no, man, maybe you're sure here, so you leave it. And they say, yes. And they say, maybe you left it over there. All right, let's go and check over there. But you understand me? They just can't believe that the vehicle is gone.
Right.
Right? No, that is a big turnoff. Right? And I don't know if there has been that kind of conversation at the team level to let's see. You're still here, Mr. Hill? I think we lost Mr. Hill there, so let's wait until he's back. You're muted and your camera is off. So once he's back on, we will continue. But this is good news, people. All the teams in the JPL this season will be wearing Admiral kits. This is good news. Good news for the league. I think these are the kind of moves and changes we want to see in our JPL. So we go save the other questions. And if you have your questions, please just keep sending them in, whatever you want to find out about the league. He's gone. The cars, no. Oh, he's going to check on his car. Oh, he said that he's good. No, man, his car is all right. He's at home. His car is all right. You guys are the greatest. But it's a good thing that happening with the league, and it's also good that they have sponsors, kit sponsors, for all 14 teams. The value base he's talking about is the IP. So these things are good, right? It's good seeing these changes. Like the league is going to get better. When you begin to see these things, you have to believe that the league is going to get better. The play is going to get better, because if the major asset, the players, are being treated well, then the play will be better, because the surfaces are also better. So I think this is good for the football, and so many positive things. I know we have been plagued with a lot of negativity, but listen, there's a lot of good things happening with the football. No, people, if you're watching, please remember, you have to hit the like button. All right. you have to hit the like button. You have to subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. Mr. Hill is back. Yes. All right, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what would have happened.
Yeah, they said they went to check on the car because I said that they check it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I mean, that's rush out, right? Check the spot.
All right, so let's move on. So, what is there anything new we can expect? I see the Admiral jersey, the website. I know last season the social media stuff was way more active for the JPL. Is there anything new that fans can look forward to? And to that, I will ask this: is there any plans to do before the finals weekends at specific venue what you did at the finals? Like
Well,
when you have like a big game, you understand me? A
yeah,
big
well,
clash, you have like big entertainment.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's the approach. The approach, because football is entertainment. And I want the listeners, the viewers, they should understand. Because we are entertained weekly when we support teams like Arsenal, etc. So we are looking to infuse the same kind of culture that exists locally. We are a big entertainment country. We are known for that, and we're also athletic. Therefore, whenever there's football on show, it's more than just football. We're looking to engage, and this is now when the partners get an opportunity to activate in real ways. So going forward, the league, you can look at opportunities that we will be creating for multiple double headers. We're looking to bring the games in different venues across the island, so they may not be broadcasted only, but just visiting venues that are, if you want to call it, football star venues that you'll get a lot of fan support, and you'll get additional neutral support that you would normally have in venues that are located in where the clubs are from. So we're looking that way. We're looking to partner with other entities to have another tournament, a knockout tournament.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's
like the EFL FA Cup kind of a thing.
There you go.
Awesome.
We're gonna have a knockout tournament structured in the season, and we look to have games such as the one coming up on Heroes Day within the season. So we have a big El Clasico game, which is considered like a pre-season curtain raiser to what is considered the new JPL season. And this is between Waterhouse and Arnett Gardens.
So tell the people about that. Tell them cost, venue, time, all of those things, what they can expect. Just
so Heroes Day, we'll be having a preseason game, Arnett Gardens versus Waterhouse in the jungle. It would have been built for 2 legs, but we had to re-strategize, so it's now 1 leg, and it's on October 17, which is Heroes Day, and we're having an entire day filled of activities. 3 games will be played. We'll start at 3:30, so we'll have a Masters game being played between St. George's College OBA and Christian Ambassadors, so that's the Belzade Memorial game. And then there's gonna be a Masters team playing against a Celebrities and Entertainers team just before the big clash, which is the Boom El Clasico. And you know, it's only $1,000 to come in. You'll get a day filled of activities, and so $1,000 for adults, $500 for kids. And you know, if you want a nice opportunity to bring your family out and enjoy what is considered the best of local football, then I don't think there's a better place to be on Heroes Day.
Right, and it will be at?
It will be at the Tony Spalding Sports Complex. So I said it earlier, we call it the jungle. The football fans call it the jungle, but it's the Tony Spalding Sports Complex located in Arnett Gardens, one of the better venues across our country. Nice seating, nice atmosphere, good football frenzy space that will bring out the best in both teams.
Yeah. What I'll say to the persons in the venues, and I know you probably have this, is listen, there is there is a group of people who want to come to games. We don't know the names specifically, but here's what: they are females, and if you want your venues to pack, the more ladies you have, is the more people will be easier. That's how it works. When a lady come to a venue, one of the things she wants is a comfortable bathroom space. And the seating, she can stand at the sideline, but if that female wants to go to the bathroom, she wants to go there comfortably, feel safe, and feel like it's a clean space. And I think if the venues can work on that, it will attract a whole lot of females coming out. Because I've met some that I've tried to convince and say just hold it until the game finish, kind of a thing, right?
Yeah.
But it's not ideal. And I think if that part,
Definitely.
if the venues that are used, if people can pay attention to those details, I think there's a large percentage of female fans who will begin to attend the games and support the product, and that will, I think, pull even more men into the actual venues. Yeah.
Sure. So you're speaking to the actual infrastructure, the club infrastructure.
Yes. Yeah.
And again, that is a part of the overall ecosystem. So if you want to grow the sport, these are the amenities that need to be reviewed consistently. And we need to protect them because a lot of the investments are oftentimes made at the start of the season. And by midway, there's a challenge. You know, the toilets are broken, the doors are mismanaged or mishandled. And then, you know, you just have wastage, general wastage. So I'm imploring the clubs specifically to just keep, you know, plugging at it, try to improve, but I'm also imploring the fans
to take care of them, yeah,
the supporters to take care of it. You know, these are our own products, and if it is that we don't take care of them, then we'll always be in the space where we're looking on the television and wanting to be like that, but we're never going to be there.
Yeah. Is there a way to do something? I mean, because I think when I watch and I think we can't take transfer principles. Is not everything we see on television overseas we can bring to Jamaica.
Right.
But there are some things we can learn. Like when you watch the Arsenal and the Liverpool, these guys sing throughout the game. It's like they're cheering throughout the game.
Those are supporters.
Right. But when it comes to our football, we sit down and go oohs and ahs and cuss and go and we shout at the goals. The rest of the time, the stadium is basically silent, right? Is there a way to begin to get fan engagement where you say, listen, all right, this month we're going to give something to the best fan. And say you had like a drink sponsor in the league and they say, all right, we are going to give 4 cases of water for the fans of the month, and they are from Tivoli Garden because they made the most noise at this game, and just kind of to get the fans more engaged in it. And you kind of say, listen, for you to win this, you have to have at least 100 of you in the venue, in your colors, in the same space, making noise right throughout. You can bring drum if you want, whatever. But these are the things. That way there's an engagement of the fan base to build the vibes. You know, in the stadium, and it may not be anything big. And if they have a fan, I don't know, maybe it's something that they can pass on to a school in their community, a basic school. You know, if you are the best fans, we give you 10 cases of water. We give you, you name a basic school or a primary school, and we will give them 5 footballs or 6 footballs. But you have to be the best fans for that month. And if the competition is for 6 months, every month, you know, a charity in the community, and the team gets to present that to the community as a gift from the fans for their cheerleading. I don't know.
It's a good point. I mean, and again, that's the kind of thinking that we want. No, we have to change the narrative. And that is really what we're trying to do. I think you are, while we're having this interview, having our brainstorming session. And this is what we encourage. We encourage having these active conversations where, how do we build a product? as it is now, the product is what it is. We need to improve on it. Then we need to actually take it to a level where it is sustainable. Now, the question of fan engagement, it is bigger than just support in the stands.
Yeah.
So support in the stands is very, very important. We generally don't support losers. So if your team is losing, chances are you're not going to be cheering as much, which is the reverse in the international market.
Yes.
Because the clubs for these international teams that we're watching, the clubs are the supporters are more integral in the clubs, and the clubs understand that the supporters make them what they are. So I read somewhere recently that Real Madrid only hire a certain type of player. And I had to dig deeper. And what that simply means is the Real Madrid look. If a player doesn't fit the Real Madrid look,
Profile,
profile, then they're not gonna sign that player.
Okay.
So, and the reason why is because before they even sign the player, the jerseys start sell like hot bread. Because the player's image and profile is now assimilated in what is the Real Madrid look. So we need to build the product. We need to build the fan base. We need to build the overall engagement. And it will take some time, but if it is that we truly believe it, which we have, and as you can see, we've built on it over time. We just need it for it to be more consistent, So you'll have it at the playoff rounds, etc. But if we have it early enough and if we create avenues, so it may not be for every single game, every single month, but we may select some specific games that we decide that we're gonna put a lot of marketing efforts and activation with the sponsors.
I hear somebody said something about Ronaldinho and Real Madrid about his looks and why he wasn't signed. I want you to put up the comment because I don't know that it is true. That's from Teddy Brockshot. Teddy Brockshot, I don't know that story don't sound real at all.
By the way,
yeah, he said that Florentino Perez wanted to sign Ronaldinho. Man said Rio was too young. That's why he never signed him.
Right. But the point is true, and I'm telling you, different clubs have different profiles that they're looking for, not just the technical abilities. And even if you don't fit within the profile, they recreate your image and life.
Your image, because image is important. Image is, and I think that is a important message that needs to be communicated to the players. Like, image is important, and let me tell you why. Right? I told people like who I felt like, even though they were doing bad, were going to be teams to look out for and possibly in the semifinals. Because when I go to the games, I see the teams that they're all like they wear the same jerseys to warm up in. When they come out of the bus,
you see some structure.
They don't have a man don't have a cut off shorts and him look at slippers and thing. Everybody they all have on the same shoe and socks and shorts and same color shirt. They all have on the same bag. They're organized. And all the teams that I saw that with were in the semifinals.
Yeah, well, I mean, it speaks volumes. I mean, it's a relative one-to-one conversation. But as you mentioned, it's just building the overall.
Image is important. But
very
I think
important.
Yeah, very important. And like I think because I'm subject, because if I know that I'm down here, Mount Pleasant, and I would wear my blue just so that if I know that they're going to give to a basic school if they win this at the month, every game that they play at home, I will wear my blue shirt.
Definitely.
Just because. So I would be a part of the 100. So what that would do is it would encourage me to either get a blue shirt or purchase a shirt.
Because you are contributing to a wider cause.
Exactly. In other words, I'm tying your fan support to helping something in your very community.
So that helps me to segue into another point that I want to make. one of the strategies, one of the objectives for this financial year for the Jamaica Premier League is to create what is considered a corporate social responsibility program.
Yeah.
So what that simply means is the clubs that are a part of the league will be a part of a program that provides meaningful support in areas that are considered target areas. So we would be selecting from a group or a listing of focus areas and creating programs around that. You know, health and education is a big thing. Crime and violence is also another big thing. And if we have evangelists within the clubs who are operating as corporate social responsible individuals,
Yeah.
then that will add to the overall value. So we're looking to build out on programs like that, and we're looking to help clubs understand that it's not just on the field on Sunday or Monday.
Exactly. I really think good things are happening. I'm telling you, I am impressed. I remember walking to venues to watch game as a child. I had to stay on my father's shoulder sometime. There was rope around the field, and then when goal scored, the field is invaded, and man would hit players and run off during the invasion. You understand? But the nets were so there's so many things that have improved. I'm happy to hear that all the teams will be wearing, the same Admiral brand. I think that is going to make the quality better and more people.
That the kids will be off the chain.
We saw the Arnett. If the Arnett one for the El Clasico, the Waterhouse, are what they're going to play in,
wow.
there people need to get them. That's
telling you, that's the kind of energy we bring to the space. I mean, vibrancy, youth, but still structured and steady, guided by best practice. So I'm telling you that the kids will be fine. You'll see a major difference in what the league looks like. And we'll continue to improve with our broadcast partner, Sportsmax, with our presenting sponsor, Digicel, and all the other league and associate sponsors. We keep trying to extend what is considered the reach and to create better activation so that the program overall is better.
A couple of things that I'm going to ask. Is the format the same? The regular season going to the playoff, same format, like nothing has changed where that is concerned.
Right. So we'll be having 2 rounds and then we'll have a playoff, top 6, and play to the final.
Is the team that finishes, is there any financial benefit for accumulating the most points at the end of the 2 rounds, or it's just to skip the first round of the playoff? There's no money involved. I know a few years ago they used to give the team with the most points some money, and then they play in the playoff. Like you'd get.
So it's still the same model as we had the last few years. So you play both rounds, and then we go into a playoff, and the winner will get a certain cash prize. But the point I'm making is, it's a consistent earning opportunity for clubs. So it's not just at the end of the season there's this grand prize that the winner have. Every single month, every single team will be benefiting from revenues provided through the PFJ.
Yeah. And this is a good point again. The clubs need to be more active on social media. The clubs themselves, and maybe that's, you have to help them capacity building.
And that's definitely a part of it. That's definitely a part of it. So the clubs themselves, they must understand that they're a brand. They must know what their unique selling proposition is, and they must continuously push that. So if you're a Montego Bay United, for argument's sake, your name alone should sell. Because you're Montego Bay United, and we're talking about diaspora. If you're Cavalier, because of your history, your name will sell, and your brand is associated with a certain level of quality. If you're Harborview, you are the star of the East, and the people who would have passed through your tunnels and sat in your changing room is not normal football players. So you need to play upon those things. So we definitely know that there's a lot of work to be done, and we continue the work through exposure. I mean, I think now is important to make the point that we've benefited significantly, and we continue to benefit from workshops being organized by CONCACAF. And these workshops, the upskilling happens in these spaces where knowledge sharing happens. You know, you are exposed at a higher level to some international standard type things that will make your club better. The same practices that Inter Miami operates from whatever rule book they may have, you are exposed to that. The same information that New York Red Bull would have, you are able to get that information and apply it to your own club.
Okay, awesome. So the league kicks up. Where tell us, like, if somebody in the diaspora want to see the fixtures, where do they go?
Well, the fixtures will be released. We have a
tomorrow.
We have a launch.
It's tomorrow.
We'll launch on Thursday.
It's Thursday.
Maybe tomorrow your time. Maybe tomorrow.
That's a good thing you tell me. I would have turned up on the wrong day.
It's on Thursday. So the launch is on Thursday, and at launch we'll release the fixtures officially. The club would have had their say in the fixtures, so they would have seen it already. They would have been preparing. And the league officially kicks off on October 23rd, all things being equal.
Right, and on the 23rd, all teams will be playing, except, well, there will be 4 teams not playing, for they're playing on the Monday night.
Right, so what we have is what is considered the match week. So majority of the clubs will be playing on the Sunday, and then 4 clubs will be playing on the Monday.
On the Monday. All right, awesome. And again, it's select venues, and the fixtures will tell people where that's going to be. People in the diaspora, they can watch on same network, Sportsmax.
Definitely. You'll be able to view it on Sportsmax. They also have streaming services via their app, so you'll be able to watch it through those services. And if you're in the
it's a pity that people can't watch all the games on a weekend. I think that is
a thing that we're trying to improve on. Ensure that there's coverage across all the games, because the broadcast is necessary for the overall growth of the league. So we're looking to partner with other entities, you know, finding different ways, different strategies, and as we go, we will build out. So if you're in the international market and you need to stream it, there are streaming services that you can watch outside of the Caribbean, which is not Sportsmax or Sportsmax app.
Right.
And we're looking to ensure that every single nook and cranny of the earth that you may want to be able to watch the league, you have access. That is the approach. We want to spread the message as far and as wide as possible that Jamaica has some of, you know, the best set of talent within the Caribbean region, and we want people to come here and watch football and play football and support football, because it helps in our overall growth and development as a nation.
Yeah. And to people in the diaspora, you can go on the website and buy the replica jerseys as well.
Definitely.
It shipped to you wherever you are.
Definitely. Wherever you are.
If you can watch the game, you can wear the jersey.
And we'd love for you to do that. So every time you're watching the game, every time you're in Jamaican spirits, just put on your gear, you know. And like I said, the gear will be as fire as the one that you currently have on, that you just want to wear it, regardless of whether or not the team is winning or losing, or whether or not it's a football gear, because it's really you showing solidarity and support to a local product that is trying to move it to an international level that we know it can be.
Yeah, man. Awesome. So, well, I listen, a lot of good stuff. I don't think anyone could listen and say, boy, I don't like what is going on. I wish this was happening, because this is the kind of thing we want to see in the football. I know the fans are excited. We have some stuff, but it's about the transfer. Like I'm saying, that I think we need to sit down and figure out, just as a footballing people, how we are going to begin to deal with transfers so the fans can get involved in what is happening in the off season, knowing those stuff. But that's going ahead. There are so many good things happening. Like I said, I think the league is doing a whole lot better. The quality was better. The surfaces were better. Just the video. We would love to see VAR. I think if I know when I spoke, I did speak to Sportsmax, and they did say not all the venues have the pinions, I think they call them, um, for the cameras, so
There
you
you,
can have all the different views,
there you go.
except for I think they said the National Stadium and Catherine Hall. I
Right.
think those are the only two
Those
venues.
are international standard venues.
Yeah.
So they will have those infrastructure in place. A lot of the other venues are not at the A standard internationally, but they're still top quality. And we keep just trying to build out more.
Yes. All right. Teddy Brookshot is asking when he can get his Tivoli Gardens jersey to purchase. When will the jerseys be available?
By the start of the league. So the league starts
Okay,
on the,
so on the 23rd.
by the start of the league, you'll be able to purchase
Okay.
your kits.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And
Awesome.
not just replicas, we have, different grades. So you may just want a fan shirt, which is a t-shirt. You may just want a paraphernalia, which could be a umbrella
Or a scarf. Well, I don't need scarf in Jamaica.
or a scarf
You don't need scarf in Jamaica, though.
or just a hat.
Yeah.
But interestingly, I mean, we purchase scarf from these clubs.
Oh well, that is true because you see all of these here, so you know.
There you So the point is, we know how to localize the things that you really want, the things that will help. And we'll give you those options. We'll give you the options, and we hope that based on the overall product, you're able to see value in your purchase and you consistently support.
Yeah. And then finally, and then you'll have the last word. What about last year? The vloggers were really engaged. You have Unseen Sport, Military Guna, Coach's Desk, and a few others who were engaged in the. I know, like for my channel, we had access to all the games. It wasn't really. We never. I think all we had to do, we did a letter, and we were given permission so we could have interviews with the coaches and stuff. And with players, and then and just to get, because the truth is, if 6 games are being played, Sportsmax is going to be at 1, right? So just to hear from the other coaches in the other venue, I think that helped. Is that still the plan? Has anything changed with that? Because I know that was happening last year.
We're looking to solidify the relationships, and I speak to trying to expose as far as possible. So we don't want to create exclusive spaces where there need not to be exclusivity. And one of the things, as we know, for the product to be built, it needs to reach as far a fan base as is possible. So if somebody in Hanover wants to get access, which is not necessarily cable TV,
yes,
they should be able to get access to the games. So that's the overall approach. And we're looking to have different opportunities where bloggers, YouTubers, people with podcasts, whatever it is that you have that we believe can be of real value, we'll be incorporating you as far as possible within the legal frameworks.
Yeah. All right, Teddy Brookshot. No, it's not at Western Sports. Owen did say you can purchase it at Locker Room.
Right. So Locker Room will definitely have tickets, and there will be a website. There actually is a website. No, it's just not live, because we don't want to go live and you go on and purchase, and then you don't get your kit, and then you start complaining. So we want, as you purchase, you're able to know that within 2 days you're tracking, etc. So we're creating that digital platform, the payment backend side of it as well, just to make sure that if you're able to purchase online, it is a smooth
And that's where they need to go to. If you ever did that, a lot more people pay to go into the venues. You have to buy a ticket online. You see, when they come to the gate, yo, $300 we have, yo, $500 we have. You know, we need to look at that.
It's trying to change the culture of the
Yeah.
And slow and steady we are getting there. We're looking at different strategies, I keep saying. But Rome wasn't built in a day. So we keep plugging at it, and I'm now just running an next part of the race, you know.
Okay.
The race has started. I'm on one of the legs of the relay, and I'm just running my part.
Nitro's asking, will any of the matches be played in New York, New Jersey, or Florida?
That's an interesting question. No JPL match will be played in New York, New Jersey, or Florida. But we have a product that we're building out called the Champions Tour. So
okay.
This season, Harborview actually played in New York as a part of what is considered the Champions Tour. So next season, we're definitely looking at the winner having a tour of the Northeast USA. So you're looking at New York, Georgia, Florida, and we may just hit the Caribbean in Trinidad and Cayman.
That is, listen, that would be good. I just spoke to Andre Fortune, the man from Trinidad, and I think that would be an exciting thing. I think we were talking about the Caribbean partnership, like what could be done to partner, because we have some players in from the Caribbean. Imagine, I think we have several St. Lucian. Imagine you play the top team in St. Lucia.
Definitely.
And some of these players are in it. I think that would be good. All right, let me just I know that Fresh God says, Mr. Hill, please encourage all the JPL clubs that they should be active on social media pages, right? So
definitely. That's a part of the push, and we keep helping them to build out their own social media pages.
Yeah. Most of the team need to educate their fan base about their past greats, club history, not known. all right, bartender. They soon build some little thing where you can go inside and look at the walls, man. Don't worry, build some museums at the stadium. Oh, Duckland complained about this at the every playoff game, said that the soup at Sabina Park is too expensive. Duckland, bring your own soup. Right? Bring your own soup.
Price soup is too expensive. Anyway, I mean, again, we're looking to build up. We're looking to build up. You know what I mean?
You really did have to answer that one.
It's not an answer. It's more of we're looking to build out. So
bring your own soup.
We're in a free market.
Ramen noodle, man. You just bring your ramen noodle. You want water, your thermos, man. You just throw it out and drink it. So you don't have to.
Yeah.
But it is such a good conversation, Mr. Hill. I hope we'll have you back as the league progresses. We'd love to have you back to come and talk to the fans again. Again, we apologize for the late start, and I know next time we'll have a greater amount on it and stuff. But I'm going to give you the last words. You know what you want to say to the fans. They are charging you to do a lot, so I want you to charge them to do something in support of the league this season.
I just want you to first support, just support. If you don't have a club, pick a club. Find a club that represents what you think is good football. Find a club that is within your community and support that club. And I keep stressing support because support goes further than just winning. So support the club, buy the jerseys, go to the games, talk to the players. Find ways to integrate within the club network, because that is what will build the overall product. Ensure that you are commenting on what is happening on the space. Create stronger synergies between yourself and different club owners, club directors, players, etc. And just make sure that you're a good sport. Protect the space. Keep the fields, keep the facilities, ensure that you are a good citizen, and wherever you can contribute as far as possible, please come on board.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Hill. There you have it. The man they call Brady. They said he was a big center back in the league. You understand me? No, he's leading from the front.
A big boy.
He's leading from the front. KC man as well. You understand me? So I know the KC. It's a good thing Cranky wasn't here because he'd be gloating and carrying on about KC. You understand me? So all the best. Listen, and like I said, we hope that we can talk again as the season progress. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the games. You know, we're normally at the games because we love local football. It is who we are, and the same kind of love I tell people. I'm an Arsenal fan, but I love Jamaican football, and yes, I want to watch Arsenal on TV, but I still want to support local football.
And that's what we should do. That's
Yeah.
what we should do. You know, support as far as possible. And wherever we see good, keep replicating good.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Liverpool man as well. Who is a Liverpool man? Travis.
I am a Liverpool supporter, you know.
Really?
Yeah, man. But again, we're talking about JPL. We're talking about local.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I try not to mix it
Yeah, and
because
people, that is true, you know. You know what? When you're going to the games, like I'm not wearing. I used to do it, you know. But if I'm going to support Mount Pleasant give me one thing with Mount Pleasant. They will give you shirts. Wear a Mount Pleasant jersey, man. Nobody wear Arsenal jersey. Wear your Mount Pleasant jersey, man.
like I said, the kits will be fire this season, so you'll definitely want to wear the
Here
kit,
you go.
you know, and you'll have access. We are ensuring that you have access, and that's one of the things that we're very keen on, getting the paraphernalia in the hands of the people who want it, you know. So come out and support. Come out and support local football. It's back. It's kicking. It's alive and well. Um, and our overall product called Jamaica's football will be better once our local football keeps getting better.
Yeah, man. All right. Thank you so much. Listen, thanks for staying up and being with us. Get some rest. And we have work in the morning. And you have to probably put in all the small pieces together for Monday down at Arnett Garden, the Tony Anthony Spalding Sports Complex, where Arnett Gardens will be going up against Waterhouse. $1,000 for 3 games and loads of entertainment. Um, St. George's Old Boys versus
Christian Ambassador.
Christian Ambassadors, right? And Masters and Celebrities will be playing each other,
So
right?
Masters will be playing against celebrities and entities.
Celebrities. Yeah, trust me. You know, Wayne Marshall just scored for Wolmer's
Yeah, man.
in some game, Campion versus Wolmer's. So he's probably going to be playing. So it's going to be a lot of fun, people. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I don't know if you're coming out of retirement.
You know that man. Every time I play, if Jermaine Gonzalez, my brethren, Jermaine Gonzalez playing or not playing, unless we're on the same side.
I mean, he'll be there. So I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I'll be there. I've been invited to play that team, so you know I'll be passing through. I didn't want the fans to know, you know, because I don't want them to have cameras on me, understand me, and then
No, but we need them to come out. We need them to come out. You know what I mean? So ensure that whoever it is on your end, you know, support the game. And like I said, local football is alive and well.
oh yeah, man. And Tough Rudy saying that we should name some of the masters and celebrities to attract more fans.
Oh, well, I mean, we've engaged a number of people. So, you know, the typical names that you're accustomed to seeing, we're looking to have a 98 recall. So, you know, Tapa Whitmore, you'll find the Warren Barretts, you'll find.
And Hector, if Tapa is going to be there and Barrett is going to be there, Hector Wright is good. Is going
Right.
to be
So,
there. Yeah, you know.
and then the celebrities, you know, the opposition minister, leader of the opposition, that is. There are some big names on show, you know. Chris Williams will be playing.
Yeah. Oh, Owen Hill.
No, I won't be playing. I'll be marshalling the troops, ensuring that these activities. But you don't have nothing to worry about. You know, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. And it's Heroes Day. You know, a nice fitting day for, I would consider a lot of these players and people who will be on show as local heroes.
Yeah. All right, all right. Sounds exciting. Sounds exciting. So people get fired up, go and support it. And then on the 23rd, find out where your team is playing. Please go and support them as soon as the jersey. You remember when this Arsenal kid came out, they said that, I mean, it was sold out. Let when
Well,
the jerseys.
the website broke.
There you go. There you go. So let when the jerseys come out, you know, a lot of us have been asking, where are the jerseys? Why I can't get a jersey? Here it is.
Yeah, man.
So put your money where your mouth has always been and support the thing. All right. So, Mr. Hill, get some rest. Thank you. Really appreciate your time and your company and all that you shared. All the best to you. We anticipate a phenomenal season in the JPL. Lots of big names have moved, and there are some big teams that have been built. So we'll see exciting football. We have a national coach coming back to coach. An entire national coaching staff is at one club. So we are going to see how that works out and pans out. But thank you so much. Really appreciate your time and your company.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. All right, then. All right. So there you go, people. That was Mr. Owen Hill. He is the general manager for the professional Football Jamaica Ltd. That is the organization that operates, manages, and runs the JPL. I encourage you, please. All right. Miraki asking when the jersey is on sale. The jersey goes on sale the day the competition start, which is the 23rd. There'll be a website where you can go and get it online. And as Mr. Hill just said, it will be available at Locker Room. All right. But before that, there's a Boom El Clasico. This Heroes Day, when Arnett Gardens and Waterhouse will meet at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. $1,000, and there'll be 3 games. You don't have to worry. There'll be loads and loads of entertainment. Be there. Let's support local football. This is our opportunity to support local football. Support your club. And like Mr. Hill said, if you don't have a club, pick up a club, man. I mean, you have never been to North London. You have never been to Manchester. You understand me? You have never been to Merseyside. But you support teams from those places. You have never been to Spain, to Madrid, to Barcelona. You have never been to Paris, right? You don't know what it looks like, but you support those teams. So let us support. Yeah. So it will be 14 teams indeed. Teddy Brockshot. And so bless up yourself. Again, listen, I want to thank you as well. And again, we apologize for the late start. We really appreciate your company. All right. We really appreciate your company. Again, thank you so much for staying and waiting as we sorted out the technical issues. All right. I am Manningsman. This is I Am Sure Sports. Again, before you go, please make sure you hit the like button, you subscribe, and you share. We also have a new platform you need to check out. It's called I Am Sure Sports Caribbean. It is where we'll be doing all our Caribbean stuff, right? With the exception of Jamaican stuff, that's where we'll be doing it. So you need to check that out as well. So have a good night, have a safe night. Tomorrow we'll be doing our Manning Cup and the Costa Cup show. Because Manning's played today, Cornwall College plays today, Stetson Monroe played today. Some big games and some big games tomorrow. We'll discuss that. Spanish Town and St. Diego, that was a big one, so we'll do that. And we'll be going through one more zone of teams, our group of teams in the World Cup. So be a part of that. I am Management. This is I Am Sure Sports. We say we are over and we are OUT out of here.
Boom, check it out, I don't know it's Jason. I'm a represent for I Am Sure Sports. For the latest news and updates, check out I Am Sure Sports. Make sure you go to the YouTube channel, subscribe and share. Jason representing I Am Sure. I Am Sure Sports.